I'm gonna be honest, I was prepared to initially make a video about how SEGA never listens to feedback and how disappointing the patch was. But to my surprise, they actually dropped a decent patch. I'll concede and say Sonic Team actually did a good job. Now, there is still definitely some room of improvements and things I wish that they changed more, but the changes that we did get are actually really good. I want to highlight the changes that I thought were significant in the patch, and then afterwards we'll talk about all the new characters that we got as well as all of the new gadgets. I will leave a link in the description to the patch notes if you want to read them in depth yourself. So, the first three things I want to highlight are the mode updates. World Match can now be played during festivals, increased Domper ticket rewards in World Matches and Legend competition by at least double, and all modes got updated except Time Trial to have the bonus ring frenzy and the item box frenzy. We have been asking for World Matches to be played during festivals since the beginning of this game's lifespan. It was always baffling that World Matches were not allowed during festivals, but when we had the first Legend competition, World Matches were allowed to be played, but it wasn't allowed during festivals. Like, it was confusing. And I thought they were going to be stubborn about this and continue to not allow it, but we now have World Matches during festivals, which is a shock because this is SEGA we're talking about. Now, if you're not too huge on team matches and the festival overall, you can just get the rewards and then just play regular World Matches again. That's literally all that we've been asking for, and they finally gave it to us. I don't think it shouldn't have taken this long, but you know what? We got it now, and I'm happy. The Domper ticket increase in World Matches and Legend Comp being doubled is very significant. Look at the ticket gain between the previous patch and now. Like, this is crazy. You were getting table scraps during Legend competition in the previous patch. Now you are actually getting a meaningful ticket gain. When I made that video talking about the changes I would want for Sonic Racing Crossworlds after the first month of the game, my first complaint was talking about how terrible the ticket gain was. And since then, they've made the ticket gain even bigger, whether it's through rewards during the festivals, gifts by just playing through Legend Comp, and now we get an even bigger ticket gain by just playing online in general. If you want to grind for the Platinum Trophy or get your favorite character's AI skin or title, it's the best time to do it now. No more having to rely on boring ass race parts to get a high amount of tickets. I'm glad Sonic Team eventually realized how bad the ticket grind was. Adding 2 new bonus frenzies is nice. I always thought that we needed more frenzies to shake up the gameplay, and now we have the ring frenzy and the item frenzy. Now, we all know how hectic the item frenzy is during shootout and festivals, man. Oh boy. Oh man, having that in World Matches and Legend Comp is going to be terrible. I do like the ring frenzy though. It's nice having 10 rings floating around across the track. It's cool. This is such a small change, but we are now able to disable the rental plates during festival, which thank God. No more having rental plates forced on us and then we forget that we have to change it back before the race. We have new music for the jukebox. We can now play classic SEGA racing tracks. I'm so glad to see Outrun and Daytona making it here. Unfortunately, the jukebox still kind of sucks, and unless they actually change how to customize the jukebox for each individual track, I'm still not going to use it. But now we get to the real juicy stuff, the competitive balance updates. And I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw it. They finally nerfed Ultimate Charge. I really thought they were going to plug their ears and not do it, but they actually nerfed it. They reduced the invincibility time from 3 seconds to 1.5 seconds. No more spamming invincibility charges back to back. We actually have some time now to attack level 4 players in between charges. 3 seconds was long enough to charge up another invincibility before your other invincibility ran out. Now we actually have time to counterattack after the invincibility runs out. This also coincides with the fix to desync, where it looked like the invincibility lasted longer than intended to, which was another reason why level 4 was so hard to contest with before, because we couldn't tell whether the invincibility was done or not due to the game's horrible desync. So again, I have to give credit where credit is due. SEGA actually listened to feedback. They also did nerf the acceleration character kit, which was another powerful gadget in the game. They removed the mini ring thief from it, so now it's just ring gain boost level 2 and slipstream bounty. It's a noticeable nerf, but nothing to really deter from using the acceleration character kit itself. But you may feel more inclined to just use the standalone ring gain boost level 2 and slipstream bounty gadgets, because the stat changes for acceleration characters are just not good. Collision boost got a buff. Now the boost is much stronger than it was in the previous patch. They definitely noticed before that collision boost didn't really give much of a boost ahead of other racers previously, but now it does, and I think it's much more worth it to use it now in some builds. I also think with this buff, speed and acceleration cars are going to have a bit of an easier time catching up, so I appreciate that. We did get some item adjustments. They made drill last shorter when you're using it in 4th place or higher, and the speed drop when drill is about to end happens much earlier now. I'm sure you've had those moments where you're at the final stretch and then suddenly you see 3 drills coming in at full speed and just pass you. It's frustrating, so I'm happy that they nerfed drill. However, they decided to not do something similar to laser, because you can still save a laser to the final stretch and then steal 1st place at the very last second. So you make the nerf to one but not the other? Strange. And then also the other items still didn't get nerfed. Boxing gloves still homes in and takes 50 rings. Tornado still lasts 3 seconds and take 50 rings. Bombs still take 50 rings. Red rockets still take 50 rings. Void Wisp is still the worst item in the game because it still takes up your entire slot until it runs out. You nerfed level 4, which is a good thing, but you still left the overpowered items intact. So the item spamming issue, which was prevalent throughout this entire game's lifespan so far and was the worst part of Legend Comp Round 2, is still present. This is the one misstep that's keeping this patch from being great and only keeping it to just being decent. I think not nerfing any of the other items was a huge mistake. And it seems like we won't be getting patches until the next wave of characters, so we just gotta be very vocal about wanting item changes for the next patch. Crossworlds is so close to being an even better game, it just needs to nerf the items. They have to make the items like the boxing glove, the red rocket, the tornado, the bombs do less damage overall. Instead of taking 50 rings, they should just take 20. I think that'd be a bit more acceptable. Also, please buff Void Wisp. If you just make it not take up your entire slot until it's done and have it just go away immediately after using it, then it would be really good. So again, I'm happy about the drill nerf. I just wish that they nerfed the other items along with it. The next thing I actually want to talk about is the team match adjustments. They actually are going to make the bots a little bit faster So that's good, because there's always a bot being in festivals, and they always suck. So hopefully it will make them less bad, but honestly, I don't think bots should even appear in these lobbies, but what can you do? They're also going to be lessening the drop rates for King Boom Boom, which is especially needed because King Boom Boom appeared way too often during festivals, and it was really annoying. Like, you would get back-to-back King Boom Booms that were like 10 seconds apart from each other. Like, I'm so glad that they're changing that. And then they're also changing the team boost to where players in the back are getting a less boost timing because of how easy it was to get back to first place when you're far from first. But they're also going to increase the duration of the team boost for players who are up in front. So that gives more incentive for front running teams to have a bigger lead. And you know what? I appreciate that change. There is another issue that they addressed that I'm shocked that they actually changed. In world matches, festivals, and legend competition lobbies, fair play points will now decrease if a player intentionally disconnects or closes the application. If you guys remember from my Legend Comp Round 2 video, I was talking about how players would intentionally disconnect in the lobbies before the race start if they saw lobbies that they weren't happy with. Like, for example, if I was an Emerald player and I saw that I got a lobby of silvers and bronze, I would alt 4 because I didn't want to risk losing a high amount of points because of the legend competition's terrible point system. Now, if I or any other players decide that they want to do that, we will lose fair play points. It's funny that they actually addressed this, because in my video I was like, we're not losing fair play points for it, so what's the reason to not do it? Now, this is a positive change, although does this mean that they'll actually try and fix Legend Competition's point system again? They've been pretty unsuccessful with it these past couple of times, but I guess we'll see when we get the next one. So overall, to give credit where credit is due, this was a very solid patch from SEGA. There's still a bit more that they need to do to make this game even better. We just need those item nerfs. But overall, this was a good patch. This was a step in the right direction. Now let's take a look at our new gadgets. In the previous patch, they had a bigger focus on support gadgets. For this patch, it's now focused on rings. I'll give a little TLDR about how I feel about each gadget, because I specifically want to make a dedicated video to 2 gadgets in this set. Overall, I'd say we have a pretty solid selection of gadgets this time around, except for one. I think Champion Bounty so far is the weakest of this group. Now, in theory, being able to gain rings throughout 1st to 3rd place sounds good, but the rate at which you get rings is very slow, and you can just as easily lose those rings with just 1 boxing glove, and then you'll drop down 5 placements because you got hit, because that's just how Sonic Racing Crossworlds is. And this is 3 slots? Yeah, it's not worth it in my book. Go-Go Omochao, I can see the potential in. He gives you way more rings, and because his rate is much higher now due to this gadget, if you're staying in the front, you are able to get him more consistently. And it allows you to take shortcuts more often if you're able to get them. Route Planner Bounty. Now, I had my doubts that something like this was going to be good, but now that I've seen it in action and seen it work with other gadgets, I see the potential in it now. It's 1 slot. If you're able to get in the front and pick the Crossworld, not only do you get 100 rings, but your ring limit increases to 200. That extra bonus alone makes this gadget kinda worth it. In a weird way, this is like a buffed version of the travel ring bounty, which I had as one of the worst gadgets in the entire game. Route Planner bounty definitely synergizes better than travel ring bounty. Of course, you just need to be in first place in order to get the benefits from it, but it is still a pretty decent gadget to have if you're able to do it. Summon item box, we knew this was going to be good. Like, come on, being able to summon any item at will for 40 rings, how could you not think that's going to be good? Especially if you're building gadget sets to gain rings more effectively, item summon was always going to be great. And then we also have the 2 gadgets that were in the closed beta test back in February of last year, Less is More and Ring Doubler. Ring Doubler being 3 slots honestly is kind of crazy, and I think that's the main thing that's holding it back from being really good. But there is genuinely one benefit to Ring Doubler. Because you're getting twice the amount of rings when you pick them up, you can actually combine this with Item Summon and Slipstream Bounty, and you could be able to summon items very quickly with this gadget set. I'm not sure what else could make it very good, but that combination alone gives Ring Doubler a pretty great niche. Less is More, they actually nerfed this to be a 3 slot gadget instead of the 2 slot gadget it was back in the closed beta test. Why? Who knows? I'm still not 100% sure how good Less is More is, but the combination that worked for me is having the Ring Engine gadget along with Collision Boost. Ring Engine helping me deplete my rings so I can stay at a low ring count, and Collision Boost to help me catch up. It's been pretty effective so far, but I need to play with it more to really determine just how good Less is More is. But much like Ring Doubler, I think that niche combination is pretty good for it. Ring Engine and Hyper Ring Engine. I want to save these 2 for a dedicated video because I have some ideas of builds that I've been running myself and what you could potentially run for gadget sets as well, but I'm gonna say that these 2 are definitely the best gadgets in this set by far, 100%. Now, the last thing we're gonna talk about is our new free characters, and honestly, I'm very happy with the choices. We got Red from Angry Birds, which was an expected choice. It wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when. And they're actually using the movie design for Red, which kind of surprised me. I thought they were going to use the classic design, but they went with the movie design, and that reminded me that we're supposed to be getting an Angry Birds 3 movie very soon. I personally won't play him, but it is funny to see him in the game. I did kind of wish it was multiple Angry Birds in one car like the Choo Choos and Sonic and SEGA All-Stars Racing, but you know what? It's all good. I'm glad he's here. Goro Majima is honestly the biggest surprise here. I did not think that we were going to get a second Yakuza rep, but here we are. Now, I know a lot of people are actually not happy that we're getting a second Yakuza rep. Hell, they're treating Majima like we just got a new Fire Emblem character in the next Smash game. But I can't be upset about it because Majima is my favorite Yakuza character, so I'm happy to see him. And they are using his Captain Majima outfit from Pirate Yakuza because that was his most recent appearance. And I love Pirate Yakuza, so no complaints from me. And we have Arl from Puyo Puyo, finally getting some Puyo representation in a SEGA crossover game. I don't know why it took this long, but we finally got it, and I saw a lot of people were campaigning for her to be in the game, so congratulations, you got your girl. So now that leaves only 3 characters left for the free slots, and now I'm even more worried that Beat might not be able to get into this game, and that would make me very sad. I really hope he does. It would be a shame if he missed out on his first big crossover game. So please, please, please add Beat as the next DLC. I beg. Mega Man and Proto Man are going to be coming next week, and I'm excited to play them as well as their festival. I think it was really dumb that SEGA wanted to hide them in their calendar when we knew they were coming. That was just bad marketing on their part. This patch has reignited my motivation to keep playing this game, and I'm excited to see what else is going to offer in the future. I really hope the next patch can nerf items, and then this game will be perfect for me. Hopefully they'll fix legend competition for round 4, but we'll have to see about that one. So thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like and comment what you thought about it. And if you're interested in seeing more of my videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you can get a notification on my next upload. And be sure to hype up the video because it really helps to spread my videos around so that more people can find my channel and watch my content. I'll see you guys later, and I hope you have a great day.